Okay, I want to show you something here, okay? I want you to picture this now. If we go through the pole shift, okay, we're looking at the planet Earth here, and our magnetic field switch, which we already know is going on right now, okay? And let's say that we get a tilt of the axle, okay? Some people say, and I've heard as high as 90, but I doubt it, okay, degrees. But what if we get a 20 or a 20 or 40 degree shift, okay? I want you to notice something here. Okay, we can see the United States here, okay? We can see Mexico, and we can see so on. And as you see, all other countries here globally, right? But I want you to look at the body of water just on this side of the earth. Look how much water is here. See this water right here at this one point? Look at this. Look how far this goes over. Look. That's longer than the United States. Look how long. Look how much water is there. Not even counting for what's down here. Okay? Do you see all this water? I want you to notice this, okay? Now I want you to notice. Look at this body of water. Come on. Look at all that water. That's one hell of a lot of water now, isn't it? This earth is more water than it is anything else, ain't it? Okay. This is my point. If the earth is sitting here and we get a tilt, okay, if the entire planet rotates, even by 20 degrees, okay, or 40 degrees, I want you to think about something. Depending on which way it rotates, okay, I want you to think about this in your head. If you took a glass, we're going to mimic the earth, okay, with a glass, an ordinary drinking glass. If you take an ordinary drinking glass and you fill that a quarter of way up with water, and before you do it, maybe you take a permanent marker on the outside of the glass, and you use a miling system like what we do on our maps if we're traveling. Okay, you can see that 2 inches, depending on the map, 3 inches can be 500 miles, okay, of land covered. Well, I want you to think about something. Look at this massive bundle of water. If this Earth's axis actually tilts, it's like tilting a glass of water. You got a quarter of a glass of water in there. And look how far the water travels down the glass if you put them degrees on it. So if I was to mark that glass out in degrees, and let's say every half inch was 500 miles, okay? And we had 40 degrees there, okay? So, you know, do you understand what I'm trying to get you? So, you know, this is just a figure out of my head. I mean, I'm sure other people can come up with something else, but, you know, if you think about putting a map down, or if you've done any kind of traveling, if you've ever read any maps in your life and mileage, you can figure out, depending on the map, that an inch, 2 inches can be a long ways, okay? So that's why I said let's give if we had 500 miles and 3 inches, okay? Just an example, 500 miles and 3 inches, okay? So let's just say that this part of Florida, okay, on a map from one side to the other side, and I was looking at this earlier, basically from Miami up to here to Georgia is about just short of 500 miles. So you got to figure that little stretch right there is just about 500 miles, right? Well, what do you suppose that the Earth's axis tilts this direction, the way I'm making the mouse go back towards Florida now, just like this? What do you suppose this water is going to do? Just like the glass that I was telling you about, if you mark it out in degrees and miles, and you put quarter of a cup of water in there, mark your marks above the water because that's the land lines, and you tilt that glass of water to 40-degree angle, okay, and watch and see how much that water covers of the land. That's what we're going to have happen here. If the earth tilts, it ain't going to matter where you're at, people. Look at that body of water. It isn't going to matter where you're at on the globe. If you're on this planet, and this planet tilts its axles, even 20 degrees, it would be devastating. The amount of water that's going to move with that, just like a glass of water. See, so this explains why we found ruined cities underneath the sea, don't it? How did they get there? It explains it, okay? It explains it really well. So I wanted to show you this, and I want you to seriously think about that, because if you took a glass of water and you marked it out in degrees like we do maps and figure out roughly the mileage, then you can figure out a little bit of a degree of a shift's going to make the waters move. That little bit of degrees may be one hell of a lot of miles of land, and it'll be swallowed up just like that. And don't doubt yourself one little bit that the ocean can't swallow your land just like that, because I want you to look at all this blue. All this blue is water. Okay, as you can see, every continent on the earth is outnumbered by water, by mega time. This is how much water we have. Look, now we get up in here, we got a whole mass of land here, but see, this is what I'm talking about. But look at overall the picture. Look at how much water we have. This is what I wanted to show you. So I just want you to picture that, you know, one little tilt the wrong direction. Maybe that's why the military map that we've been looking at recently, let me see if I got it up here on my desktop right here. That's why I can see if the Meridian fault line broke, and you can see all this land gone. I mean, this map is a 3D version of the one that they're claiming that the U.S. Navy has been looking at, okay? I'm not sure who's drawing it, but let me tell you something. Even under a 3D version, okay, I want you to picture a 10 degree, a 20 degree shift of the Earth, or a 40 degree shift of the Earth's axle. How much water is going to be relocated? It makes sense, see? It makes total sense. It explains all the different cities that's been found underneath the waters across the globe. It explains it, okay? Along with the pole shift comes, well, a shift of the axle, the Earth. And that's what we would be looking at, wouldn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to show you. So think about that, you know. If you know something a little bit more about maps and mileage and maybe the tilt, feel free to share what you have, okay? But that's what I would tell people. So anybody that's really thinking about this hard, if you know something I haven't said here, definitely add it, okay? Maybe comments and pings. Next video, you have a good one.